Well, ACDP leader Reverend Kenneth Meshoe says that he will be leading a march at Constitution Hill in defense of constitutional rights and freedoms. Our reporter Canny Maphanga is on the story. Let's cross to her now for more. Canny, a good morning to you. What exactly is it that we're hearing from the Reverend?
Well, good morning to you, Naledi, and the viewers at home. I'm coming to you live from Bearsnodday Square in the Johannesburg CBD, where the ACDP will be heading towards their Freedom Day celebrations by going to Constitution Hill. Of course, that is a symbol of our painful past as a country, but also the gains made in our democracy. Of course, to elaborate further on this, I'm joined by Reverend Kenneth Meshoe, the leader of the ACDP, as they gather in their numbers to lead this march this morning. Of course, as we celebrate Freedom Day, there's a lot that we can reflect on as we look at our democracy and its gains as well as its challenges. If you could highlight a few for the ACDP as we sit now and we look at the quality of life for South Africans and the journey of democracy in our country, what can you reflect on?
Well, you spoke about the gains that we can reflect on. But today I want to raise the losses that we are experiencing every day. The first one, obviously, as we are next to the building that houses our provincial parliament, it's being downgraded. If you look at the infrastructure, it's peeling, the paint is peeling. It is showing what is happening in the rest of Africa, that buildings that were well looked after, well maintained, are now losing their glamour. They used to be beautiful buildings, and now we are seeing with our eyes. That's one of the things that we are losing. But one of the main reasons we are here today is to defend our rights. Okay? The post I'm holding here, you can see, is we demand our freedom on Sasnu Domni. What do I mean by saying on Sasnu Dom, we are not Dom? People are celebrating what they are not aware of, the ways the world and our government is allowing our freedoms to be lost. So others are saying we are free, let's continue celebrating our gains, but we are losing those gains. The ACDP wants the South African population to know that we are losing our gains. That is why we are saying the right to choose is a human right, a basic human right that has to be protected. We are losing that right. Well, one does not want to talk about what happened during apartheid, where we did not have the right to choose where you want to live, where you want to go to school. We didn't have that right. But now today, government is reversing the right to choose. They are choosing for us. They are not allowing South Africans to maximize their freedoms. They are not allowing South Africans to enjoy the electricity that they used to have. We have load shedding today. It's a right to have electricity. We used to have it. Eskom used to be the best power utility in the world. Today it is one of the worst. We are having load sheddings so many times that our appliances are breaking. People's quality of life is being lost. Why? Because of Eskom that is failing our people. We are drinking water that is muddy. I'm come from the East Rand. You look at the water, the quality of water is very poor. So we are losing the quality of water. And the ACDP is saying we have a government that is not improving, but that is allow everything to lose its quality. Water, we are losing its quality. Electricity, we have massive rollbacks, rolling mass actions that are happening, people demanding that we are tired of these blackouts. So we are saying to government, we do not want to lose our freedoms. Do something about it. And if ANC does not want to do anything about it, or they have run out of ideas, let them step back, let them acknowledge that they are losing their ability to govern so that other political parties can govern and ensure that the rights that we have gained almost 30 years ago are not lost.
Mr. Meshoe, I see some of these placards that you will be heading to Constitution Hill with. One of them held by this lady is written, SA must have the right to remain a sovereign state. Talk us through what you mean behind this demand.
You know, the World Health Organization has requested that amendments be made to their constitution, so that rather than them making suggestions and recommendations, that what they say should be final. So they want to have the last word when it comes to the health policies of every country, including South Africa, so that South Africa cannot decide on themselves what they want in health and what they don't want. Whether they will believe there is a pandemic, as you know that we were told that we now have a monkeypox vaccine. And vaccine and pandemic, okay? But that pandemic did not happen. It was not there. And that was going to be imposed on us all. But we took a stand and we said, even before they could proclaim, once they said that this is a pandemic, we said, no, it's not a pandemic. Because if we did not say anything, maybe we'll be under lockdown right now. It should be every government, every country that must decide whether they want a lockdown or not. We do not want officials sitting somewhere in Europe or in America who are unelected officials to tell us and to tell South Africa when you can shut down, when you cannot shut down. Businesses have been shut down because of lockdown that we had in the past, and we are saying we don't want that to happen again. So World Health Organization must forget about making decisions for South Africa. That's why we are saying we are a sovereign state. As a sovereign state, we have the right to make our own decisions.
This march takes place ahead of 2024. We've seen the signing of that amendment to the Electoral Act. As it stands, do you believe as the SADP that we can hold free and fair elections in 2024 the way that this amendment intends to do so?
It is my hope. It is our hope and it is our prayer that we have free and fair elections. Because if we have free and fair elections, there is no way that the ANC can get 50%. People are very upset. People are very disappointed because of ANC's failure to provide services. So we demand proper service delivery. We do not want to remember apartheid where the streets were clean. We don't want to remember apartheid where there were not potholes in the roads. So ANC must wake up, because if they do not wake up, definitely after 2024 elections, if we have free and fair elections, they will be out.
All right, thank you so much. That was Reverend Meshoe there speaking to us, reflecting on Freedom Day. And Naledi, I just want to take a moment to show you some of the placards that the ACDP and its members are highlighting at Constitution Hill when they march today. You see some of them saying that we refuse for our parental rights to be taken away. Another saying access to clean water is a basic human right. Another one saying our children must be free from sex predators. A lot of messages being shared by the ACDP today as they commemorate Freedom Day. Of course, as you can hear from the leader, that it's not much of a celebration if you look at the quality of life in the country right now and the challenges that are facing us, saying that for the South African government, it's time to wake up and heed to these challenges to ensure that South Africa still continues to enjoy those gains that we made when we enjoy our democracy. So we'll continue to update you as this march moves to Constitution Hill today. Over to you in studio.